Hello. Advanced Word Weekly Revision Exercises continues with section 10 and we're looking at creating and editing forms. So question 27 is asking us to open the memo form and use a drop-down form field featured to the To area using the following properties, and it gives us four names to use. And in the From in front of the From text, it wants us to add a text form field with your name in it. After the date text, add a text form field displaying the current date with a particular date format, and then ensure that the above form can't be changed with no passwords are necessary, and then you can go on to save and close the form. So obviously if you need any further help, please go to page 99. So let's just do this question together. So let's open up the memo form, and I've already put on a tab at 4 centimeters, the left tab, which is part of the question, so you can do that following the instructions. So we're going to make sure first that you have a developer tab on, because we need to be using the control forms, and we're going to be using these legacy tool options here, features. Okay, so remember how to put that on. File tab, options, and then make sure in the customize ribbon that you have ticked the developer tab area. So once you've done that, okay, and then you can access these. So place your cursor in front of the two to begin with, and tab, and then what we're going to do is we're going to the legacy tools on the developer tab here and drop that down, and we're looking for it to hover down onto a drop down form field, which is what they're asking us for. So we click on there, you can see that it's been placed. You can either click on the properties alongside here, or you can double click to access it, or you can right click properties. Several ways of getting in there. So in here we're going to type in the names that they've asked us for, which are John Brown, and you can use the enter key to add, or you can use the add feature there. And then continue to add Joe Blogs, BGG, and take that one over, Susan White, and finally Peter Gray, and make sure that one goes over. Now this question doesn't ask us to move anything about, and what I mean by that is using these move up and down buttons. For example, you could have a form that you're sending out, a form that you want people to fill in, and you may want the first option that's seen when you'll see in the moment when we OK this. John Brown at the moment is going to be the thing that's seen before the drop down options are used. You may have something where you have a positive answer first, like a yes, and then maybe a no and a maybe, and you want the yes to be seen first. So you can move Peter Gray if you like up, and then obviously as you can see we can move them back down again. So that's something that you may be asked to do. So we're not doing it at the moment, so we're okay. And you can see what I mean, the first item in that options list is seen there as John Brown. So now we're going to do the next part of the question. So we click in front of From and tab over. And remember they asked us to put in a text form field. So I'm going to click on that option. We can right click on properties this time, just do it a little bit differently. And it wants us to place our name, which would be regular text, but have a little look here and see how many different options there are in this area. We're going to keep with regular text and use the default text where you're going to type your name in. And this they will see at all times as they from, so they'll see that it's from you, and then we OK that, and that's what they'll see there. So in front of the date, once again, tab over, and this time we're going to add in another text form field and double click on it, and this time we're going to use the current date, and it asks us to use a particular date format, which was this one here, which was the DDMM etc, and then the 4Y. So if you click on there, the other thing to add at this point, it's not in this question, but sometimes they can ask you to add a help text, which is this button here. So this would be connected to any particular field, legacy tool that you use. So we're using it on this one just for demonstration purposes. So if I click in here, it has a status bar tab and a help key tab. So you may be asked as part of the test question to type something into one of these. It could be on the status bar, or in here to type something in there. And what this will do is when your user is tabbing through the form that you've sent out and using the options and answering it, then these help features can come up at particular areas, maybe to clarify an area, make sure that they keep within a certain word limit or something like that. The taskbar would come up as information down here, and the help key, they would be asked as you send out the form, they'll be told that if they press the help key at certain points in time, then they would get the information that way. So we're not going to use it this time, point in time, but it is there. So let's OK that through. Now the next part of the question is asking us to ensure that the form cannot be changed, and we've used this feature restrict editing if you have done the comments restriction earlier on one of the questions. So we just click that and we get the pane coming up for restrict editing. We're using the allow only this type of editing in the document, and making sure that we drop down and we click on filling in forms, because that's what we're going to do. So we're protecting the form so that it no longer can be edited, it's going to be sent out and used. So if we click on Start Protection, we haven't been asked to use a password, but if you did have instructions to use one, you would place it and re-enter it again there, and OK. So now you can see that now it's restricted, you can actually use the form, and you can tab between the questions, and then you can answer accordingly. Remember, there are other things like checkboxes and other styles of text form that you may be asked to use. But that's a brief introduction into editing and filling forms. Okay, thank you.